the wrong questions, you can just float it. I will not waste my time explaining something which is ridiculous. I know, but it's just it's the way it is, actually. I have been in this business for the last 40 years. I am ready. Are you?
Yes, sir.
Wala. Well, takot. Uwi na tayo. Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Mr. President, first, congratulations for successfully hosting and chairing the ASEAN and also the Filipino people. The first question would be on a domestic concern. Sir, what could be we can report to our countrymen the gains that we have as a republic, and what are the most important concerns that we have elevated throughout the ASEAN summits, especially to the dialogue partners?
Half of the time during the interventions actually was the issue of terrorism. Everybody's scared with the new vow of dying just suddenly in the explosion of any whatever. We vowed to work closely. We discussed it in the confidential meetings. We have agreed on so many things to enhance the defense of our country. But unfortunately, these are the things which I cannot really talk about in public. I said most of the time, and of course I'd like to ask you to join me. All leaders of state there mention about the heroism of our soldiers and policemen. And of course they mention about my loss. Figures of about 150 something of the soldiers and policemen. Throughout the country today, I'm losing about 3 policemen in ambuscades and number of soldiers also. We are through with this. I'm sure we have been stretched thin by the events, and I just sinabi ko sa no more activities. We have to zero in on the problems that are really urgent and immediate. And these are one of the things that I'd like to close in. The insurgency and the atrocities committed against peoples and communities. I'm ready for the next question.
Sir, last question from my end. Sir, you've mentioned that on even Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong mentioned of the agreement of the leaders to the finalizing of the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea. So can you share or elaborate, sir, on how
Yes.
did you come about with this agreement?
Our representative of this country and the other at the ministerial level, they are still at it. I don't know where, but they're working on it. And China has graciously agreed to a code of conduct, and it binds itself to the agreement. And the overflight in space above and the use of the China Sea will proceed, and it was a promise, China, unbridled, unfettered. And we can use the space, I said. The most telling argument there is, I will not mention the name, but one of the officials of China asked me, "You are the president of your country, right?" I go, "Yes, correct." And of course, I was just asking, he was a lawyer maybe. I said, "And you are very much interested in the protection of the lives of your people?" "Yes." I said, "China, we do not want to lose a single life just because we are quarreling over a vast expanse of water. This is something which an age-old problem. And I said, let it be. We'll just observe certain norms of conduct. And we were pressing China to set a date. And China said, do not just hurry up, but we will consider really fast-tracking this code of conduct. And maybe the reason, why only now? Well, it's only now that we have talked as claimants. Taiwan is claiming a part of our seas, and a part of that sea is also being claimed by China. We have our own case, arbitral agreement, but that agreement binds only China and us. It does not bind us to the overlapping territories also in the south, which is also being claimed by Malaysia and Indonesia. And so if you stake a claim and you talk to China alone, by the time you have resolved the dispute, there's other claimants, and I said you cannot bind them because they were not parties of interest. And that is why we had to wait for that occasion where everybody should be present and agree on some code of behavior, and that is conduct, otherwise known. Ganun eh. Hindi natin matapos, masabihin mo, puntahan mo yung China, give them a copy of the arbitral ruling. It does not end there. If you start to claim upwards, there's Taiwan also claiming a part of what is being claimed by China itself. And there's Vietnam having a problem also with China and those certain islands there. So the only way is really to talk, dialogue, ask for a peaceful resolution, and how can we go about using it's a West Philippine Sea or China. Does not really matter at this stage. But I have told them, and at every time that we talk about claims and ownership, I've always, in the presence of our military generals, I told China that I will have to confront China on the arbitral ruling once, maybe during my term. But as of now, we are not ready to fight. As a matter of fact, President Trump toured the whole region, talked to China. They are now friends. And that is what China also responded to the questions of President Trump. President Trump, I said, I agree with you. We cannot start a war. And with the North Korea crisis looming ahead, there are dark clouds there. We better pray. Yeah, in a nuclear holocaust, the only refuge, I think, for our people will be to pray. For if those bombs explode everywhere and anywhere, this region will suddenly become arid. We cannot plant on anything. And to consider the destruction that a war would cost us. And to think that we are not even interested in that issue. But for the reason that Kim Jong-un is toying with his nuclear bombs, that's 200, 300 more powerful than what was dropped over Japan during the last World War. And if all of those missiles and the ICBMs would explode, that would mean the end of humanity. I guess that is just really the theory of God, because there will be some cleansing and he will create another planet out of the ruins and over the lives of the whole